DC Stadium deal adjustment. Commanders name change not required. A new stadium deal for the Commanders in DC could be approved within days, but surprisingly without any pressure on the team to change their controversial name. DC Council Chairperson Phil Mendelson has reached an agreement with the team to adjust the financial terms of the deal struck between the Commanders and Mayor Muriel Bowser. This revised agreement paves the way for the DC Council to vote on the stadium proposal in a matter of days, following public hearings set for July 29 and 30. Mayor Bowser has also stated she has no issue with the changes to the deal. While having a vote and a successful vote are two different things, the implication is that these changes make approval more likely. The goal is to open the stadium by 2030, a timeline that remains realistic if the deal is approved by the end of the month. Interestingly, this progress comes after President Trump insisted the team change its name and hinted he may withhold support for the deal if they don't. The Commanders have remained silent on the issue. But even if the stadium deal is finalized without the team being pressured to change its name, it's likely the president will continue to bring up the issue, if only to distract from other controversies. DC Council to vote on RFK Stadium redevelopment plan. What you need to know. Here's a bold truth. The future of professional sports in the nation's capital might radically change if DC leaders greenlight an ambitious plan to redevelop the RFK Stadium site. This multi-billion-dollar project could bring the Washington Commanders back to their storied home turf and rejuvenate an entire section of the city. But here's where it gets controversial. Not everyone is convinced the deal is a slam dunk. DC Council Chairman Phil Mendelson announced that on August 1st, the full Committee of the Whole will vote on proposed legislation surrounding the RFK Stadium redevelopment plan. This announcement comes after weeks of negotiations between city officials and the Washington Commanders to hammer out critical details. By Committee of the Whole, we're referring to the full collection of council members convening for a unified discussion and vote. Essentially, it's where all final big decisions happen. Mendelson explained that talks with the Commanders have been surprisingly productive, resulting in what he described as a much improved agreement. The council wants to ensure that in addition to bringing professional football back, the land around the RFK campus will also be developed for public benefit, possibly including community spaces, retail, or other amenities. According to Mendelson, the Commanders demonstrated a real commitment to what's best for the district, especially given the project's monumental scope and cost. He also emphasized that a lot of residents have urged the council to thoroughly vet every detail of this multi-billion-dollar proposition. Despite significant external pressure to finalize the deal quickly, Mendelson believes the scheduled public hearing on July 29th, followed by a deeper discussion with government and team representatives on July 30th, will provide enough clarity for the council to make an informed decision on August 1st. And this is the part most people miss: civic engagement. Locals have been eager to weigh in on large-scale urban projects that affect their daily life, so the council's due diligence is a critical step in ensuring buy-in from the public. Shortly after the chairman's announcement, Mayor Muriel Bowser took to social media to share her own excitement. While she called the team's potential homecoming a great deal, she reminded everyone that it's not a done deal unless the council gives its stamp of approval. Her energetic tone suggests she's both optimistic and realistic about what's at stake. Washington Commanders President Mark Klaus also expressed enthusiasm, highlighting the team's aim to kick off the new stadium by 2030. In his statement, Klaus thanked city leaders for their careful approach and collaboration, saying the partnership so far demonstrates how serious they are about building a bright future for Washington, D.C. From his perspective, this project has the power to transform not just the sports landscape, but the entire region around RFK. For anyone wondering why so many people are hyped about the Commanders returning to RFK, it's worth remembering that the site holds legendary status in DC sports history. The team and the city announced plans earlier this year to transform the area into a cutting-edge stadium complex and commercial hub, complete with potentially new shops, restaurants, and community spaces. If all goes smoothly and the council votes in favor, groundbreaking could begin as early as next year, setting the stage for a 2030 opening. And this is where opinions might diverge. Some love the idea of injecting fresh life and revenue into this iconic location, while others worry about potential costs, gentrification, and the city's budget priorities. So, what do you think? Is this the dawn of a new era for DC sports? Or do you have reservation about how the city is handling such a massive undertaking? Let us know your thoughts. Do you agree with the push to bring the Commanders back home? Or is there more to consider before signing on the dotted line? DC Stadium deal update. Commanders, mayor, and council reach agreement. Stadium showdown. Washington Commanders' high-stakes real estate drama unfolds in DC. Hold on to your seats, sports fans and political watchers. The Washington Commanders are navigating a complex stadium negotiation that's keeping everyone on the edge of their chairs. In a fascinating twist of urban development and sports politics, the team remains strategically silent about recent reports of a modified stadium deal, while District of Columbia officials are pushing for rapid progress. Mayor Muriel Bowser is championing swift action, emphasizing her 15-year experience in economic development and her commitment to moving the project forward efficiently. The proposed stadium, with a jaw-dropping $3.7 billion price tag, would be located at the historic RFK site. But the path to construction is anything but straightforward. Council Chair Phil Mendelson and other city leaders have expressed significant reservations about the original financial framework, particularly the proposed $1 billion in public infrastructure and parking garage funding. But here's where it gets controversial. Multiple stakeholders are complicating the stadium's future. President Donald Trump has threatened to obstruct the deal unless the team reverts to its original name, adding an unexpected political dimension to the negotiations. Meanwhile, the activist group Homes Not Stadiums is actively pursuing a ballot initiative to prevent DC mayors from licensing or leasing the RFK Stadium property. Council member Charles Allen has emerged as a notable critic, suggesting that the RFK campus could potentially host mixed-use development and affordable housing instead of a stadium, a perspective that challenges the current stadium proposal's fundamental premise. The Commanders have maintained a diplomatic silence, merely acknowledging ongoing constructive dialogues, and their strategic restraint speaks volumes in this high-stakes negotiation. A critical milestone approaches. The first public hearing is scheduled for July 29th, which could be a pivotal moment in determining the stadium's fate. The original deal's July 15th deadline has already passed, with the council indicating they need more time to thoroughly review and potentially restructure the financial terms. So, sports enthusiasts and DC residents, what do you think? Is this stadium deal a game-changing opportunity for urban development or a misuse of public funds? We invite you to weigh in and share your perspectives on this unfolding urban drama.